Hi guys, welcome to a new video. And today in this video, I'll be sharing some tips on how I got into the pharmacy course and how you can increase your chances of getting into this course even if you didn't get all A's. My name is Varija and I'm currently a year 2 pharmacy student and I'll be going on to year 3 in another few more months time. A short description of how JC was like for me. So I went to Anderson Junior College. I took 4H2 in my JC. My 4H2 subjects are here. These are my final results for my A-levels. So I did really well for my GP. So if you want to know more about how I got an A for my GP, you can comment down below and I'll make a video on how I got the grade for my GP. My final rank point was 80 out of 90, and most courses, especially the healthcare courses in NUS like medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, even nursing, they actually require A's in most of their subjects. This is the requirement for pharmacy during my year. So it was all A's. I was quite skeptical whether I would get into pharmacy because I think I did pretty well, but the grade wasn't, I thought the grade wasn't sufficient enough to get into the course. And I already was applying to other universities just to increase my chances to get into a university and to a course that I am interested in. So I applied into pharmacy thinking that there may be a chance of getting into the course. But then after I think a few months after my application, I got an email stating that I have to go for an interview. This interview was organized by the pharmacy department in NUS. Basically, they just want to know more about you and whether you are a suitable student in their course. This interview is based on the fact that there are people who rejected their offers and they are giving the placements for the next up in line. These are students who didn't do that well, like me, who didn't meet the requirement of the pharmacy course, but they did well enough to be called for an interview. Therefore, the interview is also based on your rank points. Let's say you scored 85 rank points and you haven't got into the pharmacy course without an interview yet, you'll be the first up in line to be called for the interview. I'll be sharing some tips on how you can prepare for the interview, maybe some things that you have to do before the interview so that you have a greater chance in getting the course. Okay, so for the application process, you just had to apply through the NUS portal, and there's no essays or no testimonials needed from your teachers, and you don't need to write a personal statement for this course compared to like medicine and dentistry. I would really suggest those who are still studying in JC, poly, or even in secondary school to explore the healthcare industry first, because even though yes, you would want to become like a healthcare professional, you need to know what healthcare professional you would like to become, and so that when it comes to the time for you to choose the course that you like, it will be easier for you to choose and you can specialize in later on. Explore yourself in terms of volunteering opportunities and also in your CCAs, because in the interview they did ask some things about like your personal life, like tell me more about yourself. So it would be great if, let's say, you have something to talk about that is related to healthcare, and also whatever that you have done has developed you into a better person to cater to the healthcare sector. Some things that you can volunteer at is elderly care centers, or even at volunteering at hospitals, at the children wards, or even in the elderly wards. Attachments by writing into the hospitals if, let's say, you're interested in a specific department of the hospital, let's say for example pediatrics, and you would just want to find out more about it, you can just have an attachment. I'm going to share with you some tips of the pre-interview process. So for pharmacy, what I did was I did some research on what the pharmacy course was about. So you need to know what is the curriculum like in NUS pharmacy, what other different career pathways are you able to make if you, let's say, join pharmacy. For example, not just being a clinical pharmacist, but in terms of retail or in terms of industry jobs that pharmacists are able to take up. So it's good that if you can research on what type of jobs are available for students who actually study pharmacy. Also find out how you can contribute back when you become a pharmacist, because there were questions that asked like, why did you choose pharmacy? This typical type of questions. So it's good if you can figure out as a pharmacist, how can you contribute back to society and how will it be beneficial, and how are you going to develop yourself after this pharmacy course. This will tell the interviewers that, oh, you actually are interested in this course and you have already planned ahead, oh, okay, this is a potential career pathway for you after graduating from pharmacy. I also suggest you to search up their code of ethics. It can link the website down below, and it's basically a pledge that all pharmacists need to take before they start their career. I suggest you to read up on the code of ethics because it tells you what a pharmacist's role is in the healthcare industry and what are the expectations of being a pharmacist. And this will help you in coming up with your personal statements during the interview when they ask, oh, why do you want to become a pharmacist? I suggest you to do this before the interview, at least like a month or two. If you weren't sure whether you're going to get in but you really didn't bother doing much, it's still not too late. You can do it a day or two before the actual interview so that you are at least prepared with all these general type of questions, and you will look confident and you won't look nervous when they ask you this type of questions. These are the non-academic part of the pre-interview process. First step is for you to confirm what are you going to wear for the interview. So I'll suggest you to do this like at least 2 days or 3 days before the day of the interview. You're not going to pick your outfit on the day of the interview itself because you'll be super nervous and you will not know what you're wearing, so might as well just do that beforehand. So for girls, what I wore was a dress and just a cardigan. These are like some dress codes for girls, and for guys, these are some dress codes for the guys, and these are what the guys wore when I went for the interview. And another thing, this is the most important thing, you have to be at the venue at least 15 to 30 minutes before the interview starts. Once you reach there, right, you need to be in your best behavior even if you meet anyone there, because they might be your seniors, they might be some staffs who are from pharmacy, and you wouldn't know. And why 15 to 30 minutes beforehand is because you will definitely be nervous. Okay, you'll be nervous because you want to do well, but the thing is you don't want to be super nervous during the interview, so at least you can calm your nerves when you reach there earlier, and then when you see others coming in, it will actually encourage you, oh, okay, there are other people that are coming for the interview. It will calm you down when you see more people coming instead of you rushing into the interview place and you're the last one there. So now I'm going to share about the interview process. So there are like time slots. So in each time slot there's about 8 students including me in the room. So our first task in this interview was to write out our thoughts on a certain article that was given to us. These articles are healthcare related, so it differs for each student, so not all the students there will be getting the same article. So you just have to share your thoughts and basically answer the question and be honest with your answers. While you're being honest, I also suggest you to be ethical with your writing as well. Whatever that you're suggesting, let's say you're suggesting a solution, it must be ethical. This is a healthcare course that you're applying for, so it's good that you write in an ethical way. So the second part of the interview is the actual interview, where there'll be 3 to 4 like interviewers there sitting in front of you, and it's 3 students to like 3 to 4 professors, or 2 students to 3 to 4 professors. So for me, it was only 2 students and 3 interviewers. They would ask all the generic questions, like you would know all the generic questions by now. So that's why I'm telling you that the planning before the interview is very important for you to find out more about the course, so that you're able to come up with your statements for such general questions, so that you won't be so nervous during the interview and you would give your answer confidently. And try to make sure that your answers are succinct and not too lengthy. Okay, they also have hypothetical questions, and to answer these hypothetical questions, just be as honest as you can, because these are like ethical type of questions, and it's not really like a yes or no question, because from what I heard from my other friends who went for this interview, everyone gave different answers but still succeeded in this interview and was accepted to this course. Yeah, just be honest. So for those type of generic questions like tell me about yourself, the reason why I said like why you should explore yourselves in doing like volunteering activities and attachments and job shadowings is because for like this type of questions like tell me about yourself, your answer must be yes, you need to share your personal life hand in hand with in healthcare. So you need to have some form of experience in the healthcare, whether you have observed something or whether you were tasked to do something, so that it would help you answer this question very well, and it would also show to the interviewers that you have made the step to actually know more about the healthcare industry, especially let's say pharmacy, and they will know that you are very interested. You have a higher chance of being selected. And to end off, I'll just share some final tips. So the final tips are basically just be confident. I was nervous during the interview process and everything, like even going into the room. But the thing was, I knew that if I didn't get into this course, I wouldn't be super disappointed, because I know this course is very competitive, and if I don't get in, it's okay. So after the interview, I was happy that I went through that interview, because it was a good learning experience for me. I didn't have any overthinking about this thing that, oh, I may not get into pharmacy. So I just went into the interview with a lot of confidence. As I prepared beforehand, I knew what kind of questions were going to come, except for like those hypothetical questions or like these curveball questions. So that was the only thing that I needed time to, oh, okay, what am I going to say? But other than that, you just need to show that you're confident to the interviewers. You know, you need to let them know that you know what you're doing. Basically, you know what you are in for when coming into this course. Another thing is that I suggest you all to search out more on the course itself, because you need to know how vigorous the course schedule is. And so if they, let's say, ask you any questions like how are you going to deal with stress and everything, you need to have an answer. You can't just say I'm stressed, then I will just break down. This course is super competitive and it requires a lot of time. It's very demanding, so you need to know what you are going in for before you even apply for this course. That is why, even though yes, the people surrounding you are saying, go into healthcare, it's a good reputation and things like that, but you need to know what you're in for, at least for the 4 years in pharmacy and like even more years in, let's say, medicine and in dentistry. And what you wear will make you confident. So if you wear something that makes you confident, wear that, and that will really build up your confidence for the interview. Like, you will enter the room and you'll feel, yes, I'm that bitch. You'll feel empowered, basically. Be humble, but at the same time be confident. And let's say you need some time to think about your answer. Don't like use fillers. Try to pause your words and then continue, because when you use a lot of fillers, it may suggest to the interviewers that you do not know your thing. But they won't look down upon you if, let's say, you take a pause from your, let's say after a sentence you take a pause, they'll still give you time to talk. Okay, so that's it. So I hope this video was very informative. These interview tips that I've given is not just applicable to pharmacy, but the general tips are still applicable for any type of interviews that you go for, especially for university interviews. So I hope this video has been helpful, and also I hope this video has encouraged you, to reflect whether the healthcare career is a pathway that you would really want to go into. I hope this video is helpful for those students who've just gotten back their A-level results, and if they are really interested in going into the healthcare industry, I really hope this video has been informative and has given you some tips on how to do well in your interview. And for those who are going for interviews in a few more months time to get into the uni that they want, I wish you all the best, and hopefully you will get into the course that you really want. And I'll see you in another video. Bye!